What's up, everyone? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Welcome back to Corked Stats, powered by the Mayo Media Net on YouTube, presented by Jock Market, the very best brand new daily fantasy app where Wall Street meets Main Street meets 161st Street. You can catch us up in the Jock Market every single day getting paid. But first, you got to download the app. It's free. They're going to match your first $100. It's free. And if it's free, it's for me. Use the promo code MMN for Mayo Media Net. And that $100 is more than enough to do damage in the Jock Market. My promo was $20 when they first opened. We're up over 3K. Remember, no jackpots. You're going to have to grind it out, and that's what we do. DFS is a 10-team parlay. There might be room for that in your portfolio. It's very hard to profit over a long period of time with 10-team parlays. That's why I don't recommend them as a successful professional handicapper. But I do like the winner-take-alls in DFS, but the money is in the Jock Market. We're going to identify some stacks. Let's get up into the first pillar of profit. And if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, welcome aboard. We are so glad to have you part of the Cork Stats crew, the 3 pillars of profit every day. We're doing DFS daily. That's Jock Market. Moving over to Fantasy Baseball. All of it. Points, Roto, 10, 12, and 15 team leagues. And we wrap it up with a couple of bets near and dear to the big dude's heart. Let's jump into the stacks first. It's the Trolley Dodgers from Hollywood. Always up to no good. Facing Jose Quintana and those Buccos in black and yellow. Quintana's been okay this year. He's really struggled in the past against righties. The competition has been very weak. Give me the Dodgers righties. We're looking for Mookie Betts, Chris Taylor, and Will Smith. Yes, y'all. You don't stop Big John. Come rocking the short shot. Remember, not only the names, we're giving you the details, the prices. If you want to take it further, you got to follow me on Twitter, MLB Moving Averages, at MLB Moving AVG. Make sure you tag Patty Mayo and thank him for allowing me the opportunity to bring you every single free research tool that you can stomach. Starting pitcher ranks with a matrix and a matchup view, implied team totals. I run the algo, custom hand write-ups on every single game, plus risk management and a couple parlays to get that action Jackson going, baby. I'm telling you, we are having such a good time and making money while we do it. Let's get back up into the stacks. We're looking for White Sox against Zach Plesac, 11% barrel rate year to date. The ball's starting to move a little bit. The White Sox starting to move a little bit as well. Give me Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, and Lurie Garcia. The thing I wanted to mention with the details is especially in Jock Market. Remember, DraftKings is not a free market, right? The prices are predetermined and do not move. Jock Market is a free market. So when the market, let's say the general public, I should have said, identifies a value in DraftKings, it gets 100% ownership, and it doesn't really matter. In Jock Market, if you get a player that's cheap, it means inherently there is no demand, because demand drives prices, and prices go up because there are a finite amount of shares. I like to think of players in terms of high, medium, and low. For the beginning players that are just jumping in on the free promo, I probably ignore the highest end players. You don't need to hit the top $25 per share mark in order to make money. You just gotta grind profit. So a guy like, we mentioned Mookie Betts, is probably going to be up at the $7.50 mark. Chris Taylor, not so much. He's probably might be at that lower setting, $3.50 to $4. He has every chance to double up, triple up, and remember, one really good player can float the entire team. How often have you had a DFS squad with one or two of the best players on the slate, and you go home with empty pockets because it's a 10-team parlay? Jock Market, every investment stands on its own. You get to lever how you like. You don't need a catcher if you don't want a catcher. The advantages of playing Jock Market just go on and on and on and on. And I really do appreciate everyone signing up because I see the green screens and people are starting to make money, and that's what it's all about. Next stack, it's those Friar Tucks from San Diego. The perfect weather near that beautiful aquarium going up against Kyle Hendricks. 8% K- walk, 11 barrel is 2 home runs per 9. Give me Manny Machado, Eric Hosmer, and Beatty. Now again, high, medium, low. Machado will probably be $7.50. Hosmer, I don't even know if he's going to be at that $5.50 mark. He might be a bit below. The public is not too high on him. Beatty will be at the low setting. So again, $7.50, $5.50, $3.50. And again, remember, these are limit orders, meaning put in those numbers. And if the bid closes below that, you get the difference back. So if you bid $3.50 and it ends at $3, you don't pay $3.50, you pay $3, you get 50 cents back. I even use that at the very end. I like to swoop back and see if I have any cushion left. Sometimes you can afford an extra share. All the advanced stuff going on in Jock Market, head on a swivel, man. It's what it is, man. It's where it's at. Next up, it's the Snakes with shapes on their back against Laghezza Hernandez. He is struggling on that struggle bus, baby. Beep, beep. 965 OPS year-to-date against lefties, taking him yard seemingly every inning. Give me Ketel Marte, Dalton Varsho. We're looking at Peralta, and even the youngster, Alec Thomas. I really like the Diamondbacks today. They're also generally cheap. Even the better players like Marte and Varsho might cap out around that $6 mark. The reason why I put the $7 cap on is because the top player returns 25, and we really want to open the pathway to get a 3 or 4 times return. Again, you don't need the top player. A guy like Varsho might be $4 or $5. Peralta will certainly be below $5. Alec Thomas, the same. So again, you can shoot up. I don't want you to over-lever and get in trouble. So when you first jump into the Jock Market and you're using the free money, remember the goal is to not go in your own pockets. It's to use their money to take other people's money and put it in your pockets. That's how, we get it done, everybody. So Jock Market is the bomb. In short, follow me up all day. We're going to be going through it all day again. I got the Patreon page going, but don't worry about that P because it's free, baby. And when it's free, it's for me. All day long. You just check it out. It's constantly updated. There's a sheet. Everything that you can think of with star ratings and players that pass through the model, home run calls, total base plays, really just everything that you could do. Again, thank you, Patty Mayo, for allowing me to bust open the fire hydrant. And if I go down, it ain't for a lack of effort. All right, let's jump into the fantasy market. Every day we try to do something a little bit different. Only get a few minutes, but man, I'm coming at it 1:15 off the crack of the bat. Come on, man, it's the Tasmanian Devil from Brooklyn, baby. You know how we rock and roll. Monday, we do not just the starting pitcher 2 steps. Other people are doing that. I don't fit in many molds, and it's not just because of the massive girth and rugged good looks. I like to just do the things that help me. I've noticed knowing who's going twice is just okay. I want to know who it's against. So every Monday, we're bringing you these boards by division. The audio-only listeners, please make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the pod, as well as like the channel here on YouTube, and please subscribe as well. We're bringing this hot and heavy every day, Monday through Friday, and again, it just doesn't end there. So for the audio-only listeners, I'll try and talk you through it, but these are tools found on Fangraphs. Now, I have to put a little elbow grease in and kind of combine them all, but I think it's worth it because I'm doing it for you. I use these tools myself. You can hit me up. I try and post them. I don't always get to it. Monday is very busy for me. So if you can get to the YouTube channel or the Fangraphs tool itself, check it out. Again, I think our graph on screen is better than the tool because I actually incorporated the opponents. All right, let's dive into the AL East. You got Tyler Wells going twice. He's got Carlos Hernandez in the Royals, Michael Pineda and the Tigers. You're probably going to roll him out there. And that's the difference between knowing he's going twice and knowing who he's going against. Other than that, man, Baltimore pitching has been pretty good. You're probably rolling with these guys. Aiken going against St. Louis, I'd probably hold back on that one. All right, next up, Boston, only 5 games, so what you see is what you get. Garrett Whitlock starting against Kyle Wright tomorrow. That is a really good one. Next up, it's my New York Yankees, the Pinstripers. Nestor Cortez going today, but not going twice. Clark Schmidt looks like he's getting filled in the middle of the week. The Yankees are going to be getting Severino in 2 times, who got pushed back because of all those rain delays. So look for Severino against Kikuchi, and then Lucas Giolito. Man, that's a really tough 2-step. But if you have Severino, isn't he almost impossible to sit? If you could do better than that, I guess you can. In my point leagues, where I'm using him as a relief pitcher, I'm going to roll him out there. All right, Tampa Bay has Kluber going twice. He's got Reed Detmer and Alek Manoah on the Bluebirds. That's a really tough 2-step, but again, Kluber's been pretty effective. I'd be more worried about the LA offense than Reed Detmer's, but I think you got to go with him. Toronto Blue Jays, 5 games. What you see is what you get. Over to the AL Central. All right, we got Michael Kopech going 2 times, Zach Plesac and Jordan Montgomery. That's the Guardians and the Yankees. You got to go with Plesac. We really just want to see that 5 innings to 6 innings, and really, the sky is the limit. He looks really, really good. Next up, the Guardians. We mentioned Zach Plesac. He's going 2 times. He's got Kopech on Monday. He's got Paddock listed on Sunday. Paddock has some elbow stuff. It won't be him. Man, that's a really tough one. I have struggled with Zach Plesac. This feels like the type of start that I don't want. I know the White Sox haven't really hit right-handed pitching, but but I did mention him starting to wake up. I'm getting away from Plesac. I'm not starting him there. Michael Pineda goes 2 times for Los Tigres. He's got Paulie, Blackburn, the Pirate, and Tyler Wells. Again, you got Oakland and you got Baltimore. I think you got to go with Pineda. He's generally a guy, we bet on him. We look for him to be effective through 5 innings. That sounds pretty reasonable. You're probably in line for 1 win. Next up, it's the Royals. Carlos Hernandez. Love them coming into the season, but it's been a real struggle. He's got Baltimore and Wells. He's got Gomber in Colorado, but he's in Coors. Forget Hernandez right now until he shows you something. I can't see getting with him whatsoever. Other than that, that's the only person going twice for Kansas City, even though they do have 7 games. Keller, Singer, Heasley, Lynch, Greinke, and then back to Hernandez. Kansas City trying to find a spark there. Minnesota going 6 times. No one listed twice, but remember, Paddock listed Sunday is not going to pitch, from what I understand. It has been listed definitely, but listen, man, he is not pitching. So Ryan may go 2 times. You were probably starting him anyway, or were you? It's Houston and Verlander. You probably were. Houston's been good, but not great, especially against righties. Got to go with Ryan. Keep an eye on the fact he could get the 2-step. Let's get into AL West and try and do some giddy up here. Houston, 6-man rotation. Everyone's going. LA Angels, Syndergaard goes 2 times. He's got Jeffrey Springs and the Rays. He also has Frankie Montas and the A's. Now, Montas is a tough customer, but you got to roll with Thor. I know the strikeouts haven't been there, but he's been really, really, really good. Oakland, Paul Blackburn, the Pirate, right? Blackburn, the Pirate. He goes 2 times. I mentioned that. He's got LA and the Tigres. You got to get with Blackburn. He's been pretty good. Wins are, of course, an issue. Seattle Mariners. Flexen goes 2 times. He's got Ranger Suarez and the Phillies. He's got Carlos Carrasco and the Mets. I think you got to get with Flexen. He's starting to look better as of late. The strikeouts will probably be low, but right now Suarez doesn't look like the pitcher we expected. I think you get with Flexen and the Gun Show. Texas Rangers to wrap up the AL. John Gray goes 2 times. He's got Rich Hill and Nestor Cortez. Man, that's a tough one. Boston and New York. I could see if you sat him. I also see if you go with him. The way offense is moving, man, times are really tough. NL East, 5 games for the Braves. Everybody going once. I think you're going to get with that. Even Kyle Wright against the Red Sox. Next up, it's Miami. Has Eliezer Hernandez going 2 times. Frankly, the way he's going, I'd be surprised if he's even on the team by the end of the week. I'm starting to circle the Miami Marlins rookies. So I'm not starting Eliezer Hernandez. He has Castellanos and the Diamondbacks. He has Brandon Woodruff and the Brewers. Forget that. Carrasco goes twice for the Mets. Corbin and then Flexen. That's the Nats and the Mariners. Definitely starting Cookie. He looked fantastic last time out. Suarez goes twice. That's the Phillies. It's Flexen and Walker Buehler. Man, I absolutely understand if you're sitting him and then you get into that territory of, well, if I'm sitting him for a 2-step, do I even really like this guy? Up twice for the Nats. It's Patrick Corbin. He's got Carrasco and Christian Javier. I don't think I'd be feeding Patrick Corbin to the Astros the way they hit lefties, but that's up to you. I'd be leaving Corbin on the cutting room floor. This is generally part of my strategy for pitching in general. I like to have extra pitchers, so I don't need to chase 2-steps, because I like quality 1-step more than I like a 2-step. And El Central, here we go. Kyle Hendricks, he goes twice against the Padres and the Diamondbacks. If you're starting Hendricks at this point, you're probably in a bit of trouble. He's got Mackenzie Gore. I think the Padres are going to smack him around today. And if you think your pitcher's going to get smacked around on Monday, I don't like to roll him out twice. He would be the 2-step pitcher. Next up, it's the Reds. Have Luis Castillo scheduled twice and Hunter Green, but it's the hard part of the Brewers. Castillo gets Woodruff. Green gets Peralta. Ouch. Reds will probably drop both of those games. On the back end, it's Castillo versus Zach Thompson. Green against Quintana. And the Pirates, I don't know. There's that rule with the Monday. If you think you're going to get beat up in the first one, or you're really looking forward to the Pirates, you really need to dominate. If you get cracked up, I generally like to protect ratios in the 2-star. Let's get into the Brewers. Brandon Woodruff going twice. He's starting to kick it into high gear against Castillo and the Reds, against Eliezer Hernandez and the Marlins. He's probably the top starting pitcher of the week. Pittsburgh Pirates, they go every single day. Quintana goes 2 times. He's got Urias and the Dodgers. He's got Green and the Reds. Forget Quintana. I know he's been serviceable. The competition's been weak. I think his day is coming. He's about to get punished if you're betting with me. Last up in the division, it's the Cardinals. They have 6 games, but no one going twice. I think there was something going on with Wainwright, and that's his spot. So they have Angel Rondon going against Baltimore, but it'll just be one time. Not really looking for a streaming there. Baltimore offense starting to get it going. Next up, and then it's just 5 out. Mikolas, Hicks, Matz, Hudson, and Wainwright. So it looks like the Cardinals will look to re-establish the regular starting 5. So I think all those guys are good to go. If I had Wainwright, I might pump the brakes. They have Carlos Rodon and San Francisco, especially with the weather going on. If you only have a single start and it's on Sunday, remember, you're running the risk of losing that start. That's also part of the calculus for those 2 steps. If you think you're going to get beat up early, you don't want to get beat up on Monday and then get postponed Sunday, and you took it in the arse. All right, let's go up. Last division in it all. I hope you all enjoyed the fantasy section. Get up in the comments and on Twitter. Let us know how we're doing. We're here for you. I am not stubborn. I want the tool to work for the listenership. All right, let's wrap this up strong as always. Humberto Castellanos for the Diamondbacks. He's got the Marlins and Laghezza. He's got the Cubs and Kyle Hendricks. He's probably a serviceable start, just as you might get a win. I don't think he's going to blow the doors off anybody, but I wouldn't be surprised if you got, 5 1/3, give up 2, 5 2/3, give up 1, or a nice mix of that. Maybe it gives you only 7 or 8 Ks in the week, but when you combine them together, he did pretty good. Colorado Rockies have Gomber going 2 times, but he's at home. Whenever they have a series at home, just forget those guys that are interested at all. Trolley Dodgers have 7 games. Arias goes twice. He's got Quintana and the Pirates. He's got Aaronola and the Phillies. So he's a top start, but not at the very top with Woodruff because of that back-end start. Nola, who I'm not a huge fan of, has looked good. That knuckle curve control back where he wants it. San Diego Padres, the Friar Tucks, in the perfect weather. Mackenzie Gore is going today, but that's it. He will not be going twice. I think you start him today against the Cubs and Hendricks, but that's it. It looks like they'll be going Clevenger, Martinez, Darvish, Minaya, and Musgrove. They have the Cubbies, and then the Braves. The back end of that should be really a lot of fun to watch. It's Darvish versus Strider, Minaya versus Fried, Musgrove versus Morton. Going to be a really good series. Maybe not so much for Morton, though. I think the corner is getting ready to be turned for him. Last up, it's the San Francisco Treats Los Gigantes. Carlos Rodon goes 2 times. He's got Gomber at home, and then he has Wainwright on the road. Of course, you're rolling Rodon. He looks phenomenal. He's the only guy going twice. The Giants have 6 games this week. Okay, that will do it for the fantasy section, and I hope that it was, helpful stuff. I really hope that you're able to use these things as you're making some of your decisions, and then a little bit of the strategy stuff, of course, that goes with it. Let's dive into today's betting board. I got the early look parlay. As always, couple bets there. Today's are a couple of F5 shots. Let's get over this bad boy really quick. We got the San Diego Padres first. Mentioned that. Mackenzie Gore up against Kyle Hendricks. Should be doing easy peasy on this one. Notice I have the minus 140 up. If you were to split these and you're an individual kind of single bet player, I think you could play for the run line in this one. Don't pay the juice. Go for the run line. Turn down the risk. I think we're going to get it. Should be an easy one there. Next up, you do see we have the run line posted. Milwaukee, first 5 run line, cover the half for the audio-only listeners, right? So far, San Diego, F5 money line. Milwaukee Brewer, first 5 run line. That's where we have to be ahead by a run. That was at minus 105. The juice on that one was minus 170 for the money line. Thanks, but no thanks. Woodruff looking really good. He's back. Milwaukee bats are waking up. I know Castillo is a very good pitcher. I like Luis Castillo, but first coming off the IL, those are exactly the places we want to attack. Good pitchers. I think that has to do part of the line, the pricing there, and the Reds' offense has stunk. Give me Milwaukee with the first 5 cover. We might even like them for the full game cover if that's more your bag, baby. And then last up, it's Paul Blackburn, the Pirate, and Oaktown against the Tigres. Panini's had a bit of a struggle lately. I do have Oakland ahead after 5. I ran the algo real quick this morning, waking up earlier every single day, man, just to make sure I get the best info out there. I was doing first look parlays, then sometimes I do a little more work and say, oh man, there's a stone that I didn't uncover, and I don't want to do that. So these are all things that I have my own hard cash on because I'm up early doing the research. Give me Blackburn and the A's. Both of these offense really kind of stink, but Pineda has hiccup. I think you're going to get the A's ahead after 1. We just need 1 zip. We just need 2-1. That's another one also. You see the plus 100 for the F5. You could flip the run line for the underdog and get with Oakland with the plus half run. That's another really good spot to get with underdogs when the offense maybe isn't so great. Where Oakland, you can get the run line and the free run for maybe minus 135 today. See, so that you can see that's right on that parameter where I don't like to pay the VIG. I really don't like to pay that extra juice, but I do understand it because you're getting a run in a 5-inning game. It's only 15 outs, man. That run is worth it. So again, I don't like to pay juice, but I can be convinced of value. So there's a little bit more of the process. If we pack them all together, we get a plus 569. Remember, we're only betting a tenth of a unit. So $1,000 bettors are dropping the hundo. But if you're a $100 bettor, you're looking for $10. If you're a $10 bettor, you're looking for $1 to $2, the minimum bet. It's really important when parlaying to not over lever. The risk that you put on these bigger odds really should comport with the amount of risk you take on the single plays. And you'll see that on the Patreon page again. Forget it. You're not paying for nothing. Even if you don't follow the plays, I really suggest that you check out what I'm doing, because I lay out for you a very professional betting plan and how we go at it with the write-ups and stuff. Again, even if you don't tail, you can fade me for all I care. It really doesn't matter to me. But the process is really what's important, and you'll see how we use these decimal points and daily risk allotment to stay in the arena every single day, regardless if we win or lose. And that is really the most important thing. Can't make money in a market that you're not participating in. All right, so that's the first look. Parlay, we did the whole shebang there on Cork Stats as always. I know we had a hurdle along the way, but listen, these things kind of happen. So remember, we've got daily stacks. We're looking for Dodger righties against Quintana, Betts, Taylor, Will Smith. We're looking for White Sox that hit righties against Plesac. That's Robert, Anderson, Larry Garcia. We're looking for Padres against Hendricks, Machado, Hosmer, Beatty. And we're looking for Diamondbacks lefties against Eliezer, Marte, Varsho, Peralta, and Alec Thomas. We ran you through all 30 teams and how the matchups look on the SP grid. And then, of course, we drop you in a couple cool bets on the way out the door. We're looking at San Diego, F5, looking for Milwaukee, covering F5, and Oakland F5. Also, I think you could kind of mix and match all those things for wins as well if you're a money line player and you're into the 9-inning plays or you don't have access to first 5. Again, the same thing with Jock Market plays. Some people are not playing Jock Market, but the Jock Market names are viable total base props. I even star the ones that are viable home run plays. So again, hat tip to Pat Mayo for allowing me to do all this for you, and that will do it. Here on a Matic Monday edition of Cork Stats, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. I know some people like the audio-only thing. All the bets are at the nighttime slate, so you can digest this, do your commute home, do your thing, and then place your bets. No rushing here, though I did want to add one last thing for the fantasy cruise. There is a noon game today, so you've got to set your lineups right now. Like I generally don't do that now. I'm going to be doing that first because I have a lot of stuff to do. Make sure you're setting those lineups and keeping an eye on it, especially the teams that are going now. Get those guys in flex positions if possible. That's kind of fantasy 101. But hey, man, we're here to help. Download the Jock Market app. Use the code MMN. The first $100 is free. If it's free, it's for me. We'll see you up in the Jock Market. You see the MLB moving AVG handle in there. We're in there making purchases, making money every single day. Check the Patreon page. Check me out on Twitter. Hit me up directly. I'll put it out there, and we'll talk about this stuff. We want to identify it. We're working together. It takes a village. All right, thanks so much for picking up what we're putting down here. I really appreciate you. We'll check you tomorrow. Tuesday is like the big news and notes day, right? When the full schedule kicks in, exactly what's going on, because you know Tuesday brings injuries and some rotation stuff. We may have new weather news and call-ups. So Tuesday, really important. H2H and Roto Leagues 10, 12, and 15 alike. So from the big dude with the big mouth, from the big apple man, I catch you on the flip side. And remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like work, don't it? That's right. Peace.